Yes, the morning show. We're getting it. Subscribe to the channel. Let's go, man. What's up with the subs? We're going to get into this Dr. Umar. A lot of people don't know. Dr. Umar can't stand the black woman. A lot of people don't know that Dr. Umar spoke on many times on how, you know, because a lot of people say, Dr. Umar, you have so much relationship advice. Why you don't have a woman? Why you can't show brothers how it's done? Dr. Umar, why can't you show brothers how it's done with the black queen? You speak up for the black queen. Dr. Umar, show us how it's done, bro. And no, people don't really challenge him on that, but I have the video where Dr. Umar would tell these black women, Dr. Umar goes nuclear on the black woman. Let's get it.
A lot of women cheat on me because I've had a lot of women tell me,
what's that?
Revenge sex on a man whose sex wasn't shit. Oh, she's getting something. You couldn't please her and you cheated on her. Oh.
Dr. Umar goes nuclear on the black woman, and he describes in this video all the different ways on how he would never marry a black woman. He would never have a black queen that he publicly claims. This video, Dr. Umar goes nuclear on describing all the bad things of the black woman in regard to himself. And I think it's quite amusing. I think that, especially now in this time, like when Umar did this video, black women still rock with him, but with this whole Kamala thing and he's not being on code, this video kind of goes under the rug because they don't rock with Umar like that publicly like they did. So they don't care about black power when it comes to verse Kamala. So Umar Ben did this video. Umar Ben said black women ain't no good for him.
Oh, she's getting something.
Oh, wow.
She's gonna go right to Big Harry. Oh, she's getting something. You had a nerve to cheat on me and you don't even please me?
It's a wrap.
It's a wrap. She gone.
Bang. Oh. This is the world's first reusable cup.
Dr. Umar goes nuclear on the black women like never before.
As far as she's concerned, she was practicing patience the whole relationship. You see what I'm saying? Right. And you had the audacity to cheat on me and you can't even please me? She like, I wish your ass. She gonna be at the Bobby Brown concert, the Tyrese concert, Usher concert, everything. Maxwell.
In this video, Umar describes all of the negativity that the black woman has within her, about her, around her. He really goes to town.
Oh, you should have never done that. You ain't even got good sex and you want to cheat? Oh, she's getting you back.
So I got to look. Why did you cheat in your relationship? We got 61% of people say needs weren't satisfied.
I thought that was
yeah, that was
it's the catch-all.
Yeah.
It's the safest one. It's the safest one.
But you know what? The biggest need, and we talked about attention.
That is
attention. Men not investing time. We underestimate how important time is for a woman. And guess what? It's a good way to study the woman. Because if you got a woman who don't want you to invest in time, you know she won't be there for your change. Oh,
well, Dr. Umar, he does not want to invest time into no woman, as we all can see. The man does not have a woman. He doesn't want to show us how it's done. He doesn't claim a woman. But this is just a warm-up to when Umar really gets busy. BT, what's good?
Woman who don't want to see you is...
BT, I know you never seen this video. This is a video I did way back. Like, a lot of these videos get swept under the rug, but this is Umar's true feelings versus the black woman.
The woman who's only there for your pocket.
That's, you know what?
Yes.
Matter of fact, ladies, put your number one need in the chat right now. If you put that in there, I want to see your need in the chat. If you're watching the replay, put your need in the comment
that was not satisfied. And that's a great point. Because you want your woman wanting you.
Yes.
You know, trying to pull you from work and spending time with you.
Yes.
A woman that's way too accommodating, that's okay with you not being around with her, that's okay with you not spending time. That's an issue. Because it's the push and pull that make.
And the man who stands to gain the most from another black man who doesn't spend sufficient time with his woman is a co-worker. More than half of all black women cheat with the co-workers.
The work husband.
The work husband. Because remember, they with him 40 hours.
Oh, yeah.
They with him 40 hours. So you mean to tell me she with him 40 hours a week? And she only to get 4 with you.
Umar is describing how the black woman who works all the time gets 40 hours with people at the job, a la work husband, and she only spends 4 hours with you. Understand what's going on. Umar is describing how he could never be with a black woman. Let's go.
You gonna get the cookies.
That's why sometimes it's the guy's friend, because proximity has a lot to do with cheating.
Yeah, you're not trying to go too far. Whoever's close.
Man,
so the man is
it
close.
is, but that's ratchet though.
That is ratchet. Yeah.
Umar Johnson, he lets you know what he really thinks of the black woman. This is serious. The nigga Umar speaking to are almost as big as simp as he is. They scared of the gladiator bitch's wrath. Okay, I understand that. But Umar, see, I keep telling y'all, Umar's not a simp. He's an alpha male. He just but he's the different type. See, he's an alpha male because he don't care about women. See, Umar don't care about women. You got to understand this part. That's why he's a true alpha male. He don't care about women at all. Like, it just don't make sense for you to be so pro-black, right? You ain't no black bitch good enough to be by your side? Not one? Okay, that's point number one. For you to be dick policing Kobe Bryant and all these other dudes that like white people, why you don't got no black woman that you could say, yo, this is how it's done? The man don't like women, black women. He don't like how they are. But don't take my word. Let's go to Umar.
It's your life took in these streets.
Absolutely.
It's scary out here.
Very scary.
Now, I'll tell you this. I've had the exes of some of my friends try to approach me.
Umar says he had the exes of some of his friends try to approach him. What does that mean? That means that he believed the black woman ain't shit. Okay, let's go.
For some of them, I knew it was revenge sex. For others, I think they just genuinely wanted a better man and they thought I was that. Right?
So, Umar thought some of the black women that approached him because he was friends with their boyfriend or husband, okay? He thought some of them was for revenge sex. That means the black woman ain't shit. And then the other woman wants a better man. That means the black woman ain't shit. Okay, so let's go.
Right. But I never did it. I always shut them down, but I never told my brothers. You feel me? Because I didn't know if that would affect our relationship.
Absolutely.
You see what I'm saying? So I shut it down, and out of respect for her, I never took it to him because it never went nowhere. But women can be scandalous.
Oh, yeah.
Because I'm like, you can't come to me. That's my ace.
This is how Umar feels about black women. And he is smart enough to know that if he got with a black woman, part of the whole thing is for Umar Johnson to get cheated on. I mean, he knows. See, Umar, he knows that black people in general ain't shit. He just found a way to hustle them. You understand where I'm coming from? And the only reason I say that is because he knows the coming together is impossible. That's the only reason. You know, he means well, but he know the coming together is impossible. But it would be good for him to at least have a black queen. She get knocked up and all that stuff, and he show you how to raise a black baby and don't be like Kobe and make white babies, and he show you how it's done. He don't want a black woman. He don't like her.
You see what I'm saying?
Scandalous.
They got no
Women can be scandalous, and they know how how to cheat better than us. See, we get caught because we don't want to hide anyway. That's the narcissism. You feel me? Fuck that. What I got to hide? I'm the man. Women, they play that whole role. They know when to cheat, how to cheat. They know how to do it. But ladies, I need my older sisters to hear me now. If you over 35, especially over 40, loosey-gooseys. You can't be out there cheating and come home with a loosey-goosey. Your husband go...
Loosey-goosey. Umar Johnson disrespects the fuck out of the black women on this video. This is just the warm-up. This is just the warm-up. They about to ask Umar direct, why don't you have a black woman? They're not going to ask him the way I ask him, where say, yo, brother, you can show people how it's done, live by example, and this and that and this and that. And he will give me the same answer that he's going to give these people. BT, there's no fixing the tension between black men and gladiators. And Umar's not being the one. Umar not being with the one is proof. Right. Right. Umar not being with one is proof that he knows this. Facts. But you never heard Umar's reason. You never heard Umar's reason.
Going to know there's nothing more unattractive than a woman with no walls. So
Yo, that's a fact.
Let me ask you this, Dr. Umar, because I want to know this about you, because you...
Here we go. The other part was the warm-up just to show you. Umar talked and disrespected the black woman for 3 hours on this video. But this was the part where he tells you directly why he cannot be with a black woman. Let's go.
On your journey, you obviously are living a purpose, purpose-led life.
Yes.
And do you feel a woman would help you personally be more productive, get farther, faster in your life, or would it be something that could potentially slow you down from accomplishing the mission?
That's a great question. Without a doubt.
Now, the question was, Umar, why don't you have a black queen? Do you believe a black queen could help you? Like, women are so good at certain things. Why wouldn't you have one by your side? Let's go.
I would probably have 3 schools up and running by now if I had a wife who I got to see daily.
Wow.
Umar would have had 3 schools up and running if he had a wife that he got to see daily. Why don't you have a fucking wife that you got to see daily? Is the question. Umar is gonna tell you he does not like the black woman around him. Let's go.
There were women I've dated before I blew up, right? I blew up in 2010, Chicago and New York. If I knew that my life was going to change on September the 18th and October 30th of 2010, I would have probably married Kim or Sabrina or Andrea or
I would have married Kim, Sabrina, or Andrea. Bro, this nigga, he could give a fuck about a black woman or a black queen. He's worried about Kobe and other snow bunny dip stickers, right? Brother, you are not proud enough of a black woman to have by your side, help with your affairs, because she will be popular. That's a damn shame.
There were women I've dated before I blew up, right? I blew up in 2010, Chicago and New York. If I knew that my life was going to change on September the 18th and October 30th of 2010, I would have probably married Kim or Sabrina or Andrea or Tamala or Wendy. Those were 5 women who could have ended up being my wife. And had I knew that my life would change the way it did, I think one of them would probably be my wife right now. You feel me? Mm-hmm. But I didn't know what was coming. And the fear that I have now.
Okay. I don't know if y'all bought that shit. He didn't know his life was going to change. So he didn't have any plans to change his life. So that's why he didn't be with those women. All right. You take it the way you take it. I take it the way I take it. I say he don't like black women enough to want to be responsible for a black woman's life. I think he despises black women. Let's go.
Is that I don't know what women I can trust, right? Because of who I am. Some women want to date you just to try to expose you, you know?
Whoa. Dr. Umar, not the black queen. Not the black queen. So the black queen that you have a lot of respect for, she would just try to expose you? Why would she do that? You're Umar. Nobody's good enough. Just every black woman would expose you. That's fucked up.
I think one of them would probably be my wife right now.
That's fucked up.
But I didn't know what was coming.
That's fucked
up.
up.
The fear that I have now is I don't know what women I can trust, right? Because of who I am. Some women want to date you just to try to expose you, you know? Some women are so hate-filled with black men, if they don't get their way, they hit you with a Jonathan Majors or worse.
All right. I mean, listen, man. I'm just trying to tell y'all, this nigga sounds like a fucking woman. I don't give a fuck what y'all say. He got a list, a laundry list like a bitch. And he don't get to do that because he speak up for the black women. He cares about the black women. Umar messed up the little bag he had left. All his money comes from black women. So not one of them are good enough for him to be responsible for their life, see them every day. They got to be around him on his live streams. He can't talk about getting other bitches cookies on live stream because his wife is watching and all this other. He don't want no gladiator woman doing all this stuff to him because none of them are good in Umar's mind.
Right, because of who I am. Some women want to date you just to try to expose you, you know? Some women are so hate-filled with black men, if they don't get their way, they hit you with a Jonathan Majors or worse. You know, so now you're walking on eggshells, you know? But once I find that woman, 2, 1, whichever it is, it won't be more than that, I know I'll get a whole lot more done. But the challenges I've had to now, like you might say, Doc, why not? Why you ain't married? Number one, I travel too much. Women want their time. I ain't got a lot of it. So if you needy or thirsty, or if you're just a regular woman who want a regular life, Dr. Umar, the husband you need to be looking for. So that's not.
So it's the woman's fault. He can't find a woman. You got to understand what's going on. This is like a corporate woman's laundry list. I'm not available, this and that, and this and that, right? But you a boss. Take that bitch with you. You supposed to have a bitch that's dealing with straight Umar affairs. So ain't no bitch trying to be traditional and being at home knowing that their man is Dr. Umar. They got to do all this Dr. Umar shit. He don't want to be responsible for no woman's life, B. I promise you. That's what all this is. And I'm not knocking it. I'm just saying, for those who don't know, Umar could care less about a fucking black woman. If you can't be responsible for one bitch life, come on, brother. You don't give a damn.
Number one, I travel. Number two, because I'm a therapist, I attract damaged women.
Oh! Oh, shit. Yo, I haven't seen this video in like a year. It just, like, when I had did this stuff a year ago, when I had a different channel, it had blew my mind. I had never heard Umar talk this horrible about black women in regard to why he can't have one, why he doesn't, promote any black woman, just not one. Yo, this is my queen. You black bitches, you want to be like this, a queen that could get Dr. Umar. None of them are good enough. He don't like none of them. Listen, what I specialize in is the black woman, okay? And I can tell you when somebody don't like their ass. Like you're not responsible for no black woman in the whole wide world. Damn. But he's telling you why. I attract a lot of damaged black women. A lot of black women are damaged. Why would I pick one of them for me? I'll fuck them. Why would I have one? I'm not making that bitch the queen of my kingdom. I will never make a black woman the queen of anything. But I'll use them up. Hey. Like I said, with this Kamala thing, the black women are saying, Umar, if you ain't getting down with us, you a clown. And that's just, he didn't like you in the first place, sister.
Number two, because I'm a therapist, I attract damaged women.
Wow.
Because I'm a therapist, they feel the healer in me. So I tend to, not everybody I attract is damaged, right? But I attract damaged women because they want the healer in me, but they fail to realize that.
Whoa. Not everybody I attract is damaged. So why you can't get one of those? Because he doesn't like none of them. Not to be responsible for one. Not to bring one on his travels. Not for one to manage his business. Because like he said, they'll expose him. They'll know the truth about him, whatever that is.
But when I come home, I need you to heal me. You need to heal it. If I got to come home and heal you too, I'm being drained. Now you're a spiritual vampire. Another issue I've had with sisters I've dated, their insecurity around other women. As you know, most of our kids are raised by their mothers, right? Mm-hmm. So if I'm doing it.
So now the black woman is insecure around other women. So if Umar has his queen and he goes to a speaking event or whatever the case is, and he got his queen by his side and she sits up there on the throne and all that other fly shit, she's uncomfortable because the other women want to hug on Umar all day. So that's another reason why he won't have a black queen. In my terms, is be responsible for any black woman's life. Can't no black woman call him and say, yo, Umar, I'm hurt or some shit like that. Can you come get me? He doesn't have that responsibility for any black woman. And I'm not telling niggas to do it or not to do it. I'm just saying he doesn't have a responsibility to any black woman on planet Earth. And he's telling you why.
To realize though, with the work that I do for the people when I come home, I need you to heal me. You need to heal it. If I got to come home and heal you too, I'm being drained. Now you're a spiritual vampire. Another issue I've had with sisters I've dated, their insecurity around other women. As you know, most of our kids are raised by their mothers, right? Mm-hmm. So if I'm doing a seminar, women are definitely there in abundance. Mm-hmm. I need you not to get an attitude because she hugged me a little tight. I'll never see her again. You see what I'm saying? Absolutely. I need you not to feel some type of way because you see a little glisten in her eyes. It's just a lecture. You understand?
So, like I said, this is like a woman's laundry list because you're prejudging. You're prejudging the scenario before it plays out, like a woman do with her list of a man to make sure that she don't get a man, because there's going to be something on that list that makes sure she don't get no man. And that's what Umar's doing right here. He's making a list so that no black woman will ever qualify.
Yeah, it's like Usher's wife tripping because he on stage singing to her. That's part of the show. That's what he do. I serve children, so I got to serve the mother. If you're going to be insecure over every woman in every city, you can't be my wife. An insecure woman could get nowhere with me because there's always going to be women around. Insecurity has been a big problem.
So what does a confident woman look like?
She don't sweat nothing. She's always laid back. She sees it, she smiles at it, and she keeps on moving. You see?
No. Do you know any of them, Umar? Do you know any of them bitches? If so, why you don't have one? Let's see. This was one of my problems. I don't like niggas talking that wild shit to me. I don't like, don't talk that wild shit, dog. Keep it simple. I'm a simple guy. Oh, you know them? Oh, you just don't want them. So you don't want no bitch. Oh, gotcha. Because you're not gonna say you know what a confident woman looks like, and that's the one that you can have with you, but you don't have one. That don't jive.
But those, I would say those would be the big, and I gotta be the last one. The loosey-goosey. Because I travel so much, I don't get to see my lady friends often. If you don't get to see your lady friend often, you know exactly what kind of condition they're supposed to be in. There's nothing like being into a woman, like digging them, and they hit you with a loosey-goosey. Slayer. And I'm not mad.
Remember what he said. He said, I have to give you the last and final answer. These bitches are whores. They got loose pussy. I mean, he ran the gambit on why he could never be with a black woman. And that's fucked up. That is fucked up that he feels that way, that not one black woman on planet Earth. That's fucked up, dog. Because I know that black women are giving people. And then you got Umar, somebody, they give to a nigga like me. I ain't shit. Umar is supposed to be that dude. He speaks up for you. He takes it. So they will definitely try to be nice to Umar. He just don't want it. it just bugs me out when he talk about niggas doing white bitches. I gotta call white girls bitches. I ain't gonna just call my black bitches bitches. These white bitches. You worried about what is somebody doing with a white bitch? You won't even have a black woman. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me?
Because you stepped out. I'm no dummy. If I'm going for 6 months, I don't think he was meditating that whole time. But
there you have it. Umar thinks so low of the black woman. Y'all thought low of the black woman. Umar thinks the lowest. I mean, damn. Sheesh.
But my thing is, you knew you was going to see me this day. Why didn't you get yourself back together? And that's where I'm at. I get the vinegar.
Cause she ain't your man. I mean, you ain't her man. You ain't her man, dog. You Umar. You just coming through to fuck the bitch. Like, you think she's stupid? You're not trying to wife her. Whatever, man. Like I said, this shit crazy.
Yeah, nothing.
Right. No, you ain't take a nice rose petal bath with some frankincense and some hoodoo juice and get, you know what I mean? You came to me like that?
Wow.
That's what bothers.
Wow.
And then the last one. There's a lot of good black women out here. I meet them all the time.
Stop it. We're not doing that. You never get to say that there's a good, in my mind, I'm not speaking for you guys. To me, you can't say there's a good black woman out here because you don't want one. I mean, people would love it. Of course, the women would hate on it, but everybody would love your Umar. You know, he bigging up his black queen in the real way. You know, hugging and kissing on that bitch in front of the other black women. Oh, man. But he don't want to do that. He wants to, you know, he got to keep a different persona. I ain't knocking the game.
So narrowing that down is difficult. And sometimes I don't know if I use the work as a distraction or am I just genuinely distracted. But with all that said, I do have a friend, a very good friend, and I think she might be one of the two.
Now, understand something if you heard what he just said. When the fuck was this video? Because I did this video a while back. When was this video? 7 months ago. All right? 7 months ago, he had a really good friend, and she might be the one. But understand something, fellas and ladies. There's no woman that, when you bring a woman with you to a speaking engagement, that's putting a woman on a pedestal next to you. And Umar would never put a woman on a pedestal next to him. That's too high. He got to keep them low, hidden. Yes, the black women will dox the bitch and do all this other stuff. Yes. But they doxed him. And the woman that get with him will know. And he will pick this good woman who has a good background, clean, everything right. So they could dox her, they could do whatever. But he just don't want one. You know? Why? Why? Because he understands the black women just want eggplant. They don't want no fucking man either. But the good ones, yo, that bitch will make sure all the Umar books are right, make sure everything's straight, out here promoting. He'll have the women back on his side because this Kamala thing is really tearing them apart.
I think so we working on it. We working on it. Okay. But spiritually, I was told by the priest, Babalawo, priest of Ifa, Yoruba tradition out of Nigeria. I was told through divination that I won't find my wife till the school is up and running.
Wow. 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 He was told by the high priest that he won't find his wife till the school is up and running. That's fucked up. That's what he gonna hold against loving and being responsible for a black woman, as well as getting love and a black woman taking care of him in whatever way that he sees fit. He's waiting for the school for that. That's, yo, bro. I don't know, man. When I hear shit like that, I'm like, well, you don't want no black woman to be public with you. I can understand. But it's very, very nasty the way you describe these women, man. And you know what the women say. Well, Jesus will manifest me a woman. The old person from Africa told him, like Jesus tell the women, your man gonna come this and that. Yo, this dude is sick from, as far as these women.
He said the school got to come first and then the wife. That's exactly what he said.
One of my biggest fears is that I would end up in a situation that you're in.
So you listen to somebody now. So you listen to people now. Yo, bro, that nigga's a woman to me. Fuck that.
And now, where I've achieved so much success. See, I know myself.
That's a lonely position to be in.
It's a very long, and that's why I'm asking you this, because I understand. First of all, I know I need a healer with what I'm doing.
Okay.
I expect that from my woman. Listen, we about to grub after this. Okay?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
The women in my life about to heal you.
Yes,
You know what I'm
sir.
saying?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So the thing about it is, I can imagine with your work.
Well, hold on. We are about to grub after this. My woman is about to heal you. Umar, can you say that, motherfucker? Do you have a woman that's cooking and could help me? My woman can cook and help your ass because he doesn't want responsibility for a woman. This man said, yo, my woman about to cook for all of us in here, nigga. You would think that Umar would have a woman to do that, but no.
You know, what you need, and just in general, us as men, as a culture, we're getting married later. We're pushing it back. I think now they're saying it's 30, the average age now for
age for
marriage.
Oh, it's getting older for all Americans.
And see that,
but especially us. Everybody marrying later, even white folks. Wow.
Yeah.
Everybody marrying later.
But I don't know, but is that healthy? Is that
for
good?
me, it would be. I'm gonna tell you why. A 45-year-old woman, hypothetically, a 45-year-old woman that's been through the bullshit. She done already had her coochie scratched every which way it can be.
Stop the show. Umar is going to describe a 45-year-old woman who had her coochie scratched every which way it could be. This is the woman for Umar. Let's go. Plenty of these women out here. Let's go.
Woman that's been through the bullshit. She done already had her coochie scratched every which way it can be. She done already raised their
More new state-of-the-art facilities
Sorry about that.
open. With over 600 vehicles available, Mazda of New
kids. And at this point in her life, she knows exactly what she wants. You feel me? The problem with getting married older is her biological clock might have expired. It can work for men. It can't work for women. We can have babies until we old.
Mm-hmm.
Women cannot. So does it work for us? Yes. Does it work for the community? No, because our sisters need to be having babies sooner than that. That's the problem.
Yeah.
It works for us. It don't work. Don't get me wrong. Sisters do well with an older husband too. But for sisters who want to give birth within wedlock, that's...
Brother, what the fuck are you talking about? You don't want no babies? Yo, like I said, he stepped into the wrong arena when he started talking about eggplant and vagina and all that. No, you're in box and all that. No, you're in my lane now. And you don't speak like somebody who deals with women, first of all, to be responsible for them. And you speak on them from a box standpoint like they pussy ain't shit. Straight up. Straight up. So at that point, if you don't want the bitch around and her pussy ain't shit, what good is she to Umar?
That's the issue. Birth within wedlock, marriage got to come through.
It got to.
And you know, somebody asked me about arranged marriage. What I think about arranged marriage. I'm not against it.
Why would anybody ask Umar anything except why you ain't got no black woman? Is there no black woman in this whole wide world good enough to be public with you? Oh, you don't want to pay for the bitch to fly around with you? Well, what if she could pay her own way? What if she could pay for the both of you? The man should not be asked anything about a fucking relationship. He hates black women. You don't want to be responsible for one black bitch life in the whole wide world. That, bro. Yeah, y'all niggas are crazy, B. Y'all listen to Umar tell y'all about relationships. That's the one thing he don't get to talk about.
If the people being arranged are virgins. Once you have committed the sin of premarital sex, what do we call it? The word for sex without marriage. Not adultery, but fornication. Once you have fornicated multiple times,
Here we go, speaking on the black woman's box not being shit. That's all he talk about. This shit is crazy.
You have now developed preferences. You know how good oral sex can be. You know how fat the butt can be. You know how good the same thing with the woman, size and technique. The problem with premarital sex, this is why God never wanted for us to have sex outside of marriage. Because once you've
Umar, so you don't have sex. So you don't have sex then, Umar. So when I start hearing this type of shit, I start to say, well, what is anything he's saying real or the truth? Like that's present. Of course, he could, read a book and recall what's in the book. But is anything he's saying right now truthful? Like this is crazy. Wow. So you don't want to get married, but you're having sex. You don't like a black woman to be in your affairs, but you said you would have 3 schools up if you had a black woman. All right, man. Fuck it. Y'all know better than me. All right. The man clearly could care less about a black woman, but y'all think he do because he say queen. All right.
Experience things that you should have only experienced within wedlock. You develop preferences. So when you meet a really good woman, she's everything you need, but she can't turn it up in the bedroom like that freak can.
What? What? Yo, that's my nigga, yo. Umar, he don't play that shit. He want that box. He want that box to be popping. At this point, he's based, like I said, it sounds like a woman to me. You know what I'm saying? Because he just said the woman is everything he needs. So the school and she's handling all the affairs comes secondary to she can't turn it up in the bed.
Experience within wedlock. You develop preferences. So when you meet a really good woman, she's everything you need, but she can't turn it up in the bedroom like that freak can.
Wow.
You may pass up on your soulmate because she can't please you like the freak.
Umar, who are you talking about? You must be talking about yourself, nigga. There's no woman that's good enough for you.
And a lot of people have lost out on good relationships because they didn't come with freaking weak talent. And
Umar's telling you what it is. All right? Don't let that nigga tell you, like, don't think he's talking about you. He's talking about himself, brother. You care about a black woman. A black woman, she gets to fucking bother you. You got to go do shit for her. You got to do all this stuff. You care about a black woman's life. He don't.
And that's why with plural marriage, if we decided to start marrying our children before sex, it could be a good thing if you got healthy parents making a decision. Because guess what? If my daddy choose my wife, she's the only woman I ever felt, taste, touch. You understand? Mm-hmm. You always want to be content because you ain't had nothing else. But if you've been with 5 or 6 freaks and dad say, I got a wife for you, you're like, that. You got a problem. Wait a minute, I got to test them out first. Right. And too often, people are letting sex be the determinant, and we shouldn't be. I've had women, sisters, admit it. Dr. Umar, I should have married him, but he couldn't turn it up in the bedroom. And I went with my first love, and it was the worst decision that I made. We giving sex too much room. And I believe.
All right. Now that you guys understand that Umar could give a fuck less about the black woman, now you hear him the correct way. You realize that everything he's saying is bullshit.
One of the reasons sex is taking up too much space when it comes to choosing our life mate is we are not spiritually grounded. You're over.
Don't let this motherfucker say we. Don't let him say we. We are not in the same boat like him. He don't give a fuck about a black woman's life or whether the bitch live or die. He don't give a fuck. So don't let him ever say we. But that's part of the hustle. I ain't trying to knock the nigga hustle, but I know he ain't talking to me. I'm like, Umar, why you don't got no black woman? Like, this is inexcusable. You know these bitches through and through. You don't know how to maneuver? Of course not.
We're relying on pleasure. If your relationship with supreme consciousness was where it needed to be, pleasure would not be so prominent in your life.
Who is he talking to, y'all? Is he talking to you or is he talking to himself? Because he ain't got no woman. All the people out there that he talking to, we have women and men. You know, the women have the men have the women.
But because you don't have that relationship with God that you need, pleasure is carrying too much weight. And that's a big problem with a lot of us.
Unbelievable.
Wow. Wow, pleasure seeking.
Pleasure seeking.
Looking for love in all the wrong places.
Pleasure seeking.
Man, first of all, man, Dr. Umar is in the building.
Yep.
So basically, you see these dudes don't know how to question him. All right? It's supposed to be like, so Umar, no woman is good enough for you? Oh, I told you I had my friend. Well, when's she going to come out in public? Oh, I can't do that. Black women ain't shit. Unbelievable.
Yes.
And first of all, if y'all are feeling what y'all hearing right now, if y'all enjoying the show, I want y'all to just drop a flame right now. Drop a flame in the chat, in the comments right now, however you seeing this, if you're enjoying what's happening right now.
We had a super chat come in. Shout out to.
Oh, y'all thought that was something? Watch this. This dude is, watch this. Watch this. Umar crazy. Watch this. This ain't.
Buying this umbrella.
New blender.
How about side chairs?
Cutting board.
Now this, I have many others. Like this was a 3-hour interview. I have so many portions where he's just disrespecting the black woman. But I want to throw this in there. Watch this.
No, you see what I'm saying? So make up your mind that you're gonna be a full-time African. If you make up your mind you're gonna be a full-time African, we good. I get it. No issue.
It's clear.
Yeah.
It's very clear. So everybody that had a question, it should be clear. My brother, can you hear us?
Loud and clear. Mic check, mic check.
Do me a favor, Mike. Give me your age, your location, and I want to hear your take on this.
29, California. And Umar's not going to like me because I believe that you can date who you want to date, just don't be a coon. And, you know, we regard Frederick Douglass with high esteem, and he married a white woman at the end of the day. So I look at a man's actions more so than who he dates.
All right. This dude called in and said Frederick Douglass married a white woman and this and that and this and that. Now, if I wanted to spin it and say, true, Umar, you don't have no wife. But let's just go.
Let me respond to my brother, and I appreciate the dialogue because we still brothers even if we disagree. I want to clarify the Frederick Douglass piece. You're absolutely right. About a decade before his death as an old man, he married a white woman. But let's not forget about Queen Mother Anna Marie Douglas.
Here we go. When you hear Umar talk about Kobe and all these niggas that mess with the snow bunnies, he don't throw Frederick Douglass under the bus all the time. When he talk about them, he just talk about whoever's the snow bunny, whoever them niggas are. But I know Kobe, he got after Kobe. So he got after Kobe, but he never gets after Frederick Douglass,
who he was married to for nearly 50 years, who gave birth to all 5 of his children, who helped him escape from slavery to freedom, and who ran the Underground Railroad in Rochester, New York during his absence. I'm only bringing that up because we talk about the white woman so much that a lot of our children don't know. Frederick Douglass had a dark-skinned, chocolate, beautiful, nappy-headed wife. So I'm going to make sure Anna Marie Douglass gets her due. Now, to your point, that we can marry who we want and not be a coon. How is not building a family with a black woman? How can you be exempt from cooning if you do not build family with a black woman?
Now, y'all ain't gonna like this. Umar just said it himself. See, y'all stupid. And I hate to disrespect y'all out there, but y'all stupid because y'all too complicated. I'm simple. I'm stupid simple. He just said, if you can't make a family with a black woman, you're a coon. He's not talking to me. He's not talking to y'all. He's talking about his fucking self. But y'all so stupid. It don't make no damn sense. I forgot about this part. I just know that this dude had beef with Umar. This dude just said everything that he is, right to my face.
How can you be exempt from cooning if you do not build family with a black woman?
What did I just show y'all? That Umar will, over his dead body, build a family with a black woman. Over his dead fucking body. Yo, y'all know Umar got it so good that he traveled all these countries that he could have one of them Africans give him a 20-year-old virgin. Don't y'all know Umar got it that good? Like, I'll give him credit for all the work he put in. There are some people out here that'll give them their daughter. You know, as long as she's of age and everything. He don't want a black woman, whether she's freshly molded. He just don't want to be responsible for no woman. But he gonna sit there and tell all you dummies out there that if you don't build with a black woman, you're cooning, but not him. This nigga's the biggest coon by his own words.
How can you be exempt from cooning if you do not build family with a black woman?
Like I said, he stepped into the wrong arena when he started talking relationships. When I know I'm the man in relationships. You understand, as far as talking about them. You understand? I could tell when a nigga don't give a fuck about no black woman. So he stepped into the wrong arena, and now he's giving me more information. If you don't build with a black woman, you're a coon. So he's speaking on himself. There's no black woman that he cares enough about to bring on his talking events because she's jealous. She's going to expose him. All the shit that I played for y'all already. Like I said, I rock with him. I appreciate him going out here, fucking these women, whatever you want to call it. But don't come talk this relationship shit. Not in the black community because you're a coon.
So by your own rhetoric, it's okay if we marry a white woman as long as we marry a black woman first.
No, you should not be marrying a white woman at all.
So, good question. So, Frederick Douglass married, or whichever one. Frederick Douglass married the black woman first, which made it okay for him to have the white woman. Let's bring it back for y'all. Let's get this money. Hit the Cash App.
You're absolutely right. About it.
Let's go. Hit the super chat.
Mic check.
Do me a favor, Mike. Give me your age, your location, and I want to hear your take on this.
29, California. And Umar's not going to like me because I believe that you can date who you want to date, just don't be a coon. And, you know, we regard Frederick Douglass with high esteem, and he married a white woman at the end of the day. So I look at him as actions more so than who he dates.
Let me respond to my brother, and I appreciate the dialogue because we still brothers even if we disagree. I want to clarify the Frederick Douglass piece. You're absolutely right. About a decade before his death as an old man, he married a white woman. But let's not forget about Queen Mother Anna Marie Douglas, who he was married to for nearly 50 years, who gave birth to all 5 of his children, who helped him escape from slavery to freedom, and who ran the Underground Railroad in Rochester, New York during his absence. I'm only bringing that up because we talk about the white woman so much that a lot of our children don't know. Frederick Douglass had a dark-skinned, chocolate, beautiful, nappy-headed wife. So I want to make sure Anna Marie Douglas gets her due. Now, to your point, that we can marry who we want and not be a coon. How is not building a family with a black woman? How can you be exempt from cooning if you do not build family with a black woman?
So by your own rhetoric, it's okay if we marry a white woman as long as we marry a black woman first.
No, you should not be marrying a white woman at all. If the salvation of the African people rests on the shoulders of the African family, do we not have an obligation to be with our own women?
Interesting. And I believe that you exclusively date sisters, right?
Yes, and what about the wealth argument? Women, on average, outlive their husbands. So when we transition, if we married a snow bunny, is she going to use any of your wealth to empower the black community after you're gone? I.e.,
stop the show. We're not going to do that. Matter of fact, let him say Kobe.
Kobe Bryant.
Let him say Kobe. Because I know I don't know the other ones, but I know he says Kobe all the time. Umar, so because you don't do snow buddies and you don't care about a black woman's life, how are you not a fucking coon? How are you not leaving your wealth to the white man if you don't have a black woman to leave it to? How does that work? Unbelievable.
Marvelous Marvin Hagler. You know, all these great black men who...
Umar Johnson, you don't have a woman either.
who married these white women. James Earl Jones is an elder. We're not expecting him to go anywhere anytime soon. Sidney Poitier still with us, or did he?
I'm not sure.
Can somebody
I'm gonna look it up.
look it up, please? I don't want to speak it.
What are we talking about?
We
Come
want to push
on,
your
man.
elders into the land of
Right.
that's before their time.
So the only reason I mentioned that I judge a man by his actions is because
He passed Sidney Poitier, passed away, married to a white woman. He was a very wealthy man. That
But you don't have a woman either. Where's your wealth going? Why do y'all let Umar get a pass like that? He could never take questions from a real person.
white woman got all the Sidney Poitier's money. That non-African Latino got
See,
all the
because
Sidney Poitier's
if he took questions from somebody like me, he would really have to disrespect these women in ways that he probably don't want to. He would really have to tell the filth of why he don't want one. Because you don't get to talk about everybody else. And I say, well, so by you not having one, you're doing a better job than Kobe? No, you're not.
That white woman got all the marvelous Marvin Hagler's money. This is wealth that we need to empower the black community and build institutions. How are you not a sellout if you're giving white people that type of wealth when they've already stolen enough from us? How could you find a white woman who could ever understand you as well as a sister?
I played my portion of the video first so y'all can understand how Umar Johnson really feels about the black woman. Hopefully, I've given you enough evidence where you can understand when he says this shit right here, you like, but Umar, you don't have a sister. Well, he told you why. They will expose him. They got loose pussy. He's too celebrity. They're not confident around other women. But he's not going to say the other part. I don't want to be responsible for a woman's life. I don't want to be responsible for a woman's life. I ain't got time to be worried about no woman. He won't say that part.
Yeah. Well, the only reason why I mention people's actions is because you yourself exclusively date black, yet you're one of the biggest scammers in our community. It's been 12 years.
Whoa!
Why you do me like that, bro? Oh, man.
Whoa!
Mike went a little left.
Mike,
Oh, man. I thought the brother was a good brother.
and, you know, I actually want to talk about some of the stuff that we've been hitting here because
No problem. Go right ahead.
we hit on colorism a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Which is a big problem in our community. And black.
All right, I just wanted to play that part for y'all. Let's get to Umar disrespecting these sisters. Let's get to the real shit.
The issue is when the woman feels that because she's had to bear the brunt of responsibility for raising the children and paying the bills, that the man should have no voice. So matriarchy by itself is not a problem. Patriarchy alone is not a problem. It's only when we take this matriarchy, patriarchy, and marry it to a European narrative that says because I'm the breadwinner in this home, I don't have to listen to the other person. We devalue the role of the man and we devalue the role of the woman based on European values. Because guess what? How much you earn has nothing to do with what you can contribute to the system and to these children. So all of us have been influenced negatively by the white man's power structure to the point where even in our house, he's still operating at a distance through the way that we think. Take economics. Money and sex, those two variables play too big of a role in our relationships. Sex is important, money is important, but they should not be the be-all and end-all of whether or not the relationship is going to make sense. And if money and sex are dominating the relationship is being ran on a superficial structure because money runs out. How you perform in bed, that will dim over time too. So we cannot be coming together for money and sex because if that's the case, this really isn't a relationship, it's a pleasure contract. And a lot of us in the community have pleasure contracts we call relationships. And the difference between a pleasure contract and a relationship is a relationship requires obligation and accountability. See, when
A relationship requires obligation and accountability. He doesn't want that with a woman. Let's go.
have a pleasure contract, I sex my queen when I sex her. We go to the movies when we want to go to the movies. We go to the Bahamas when we want to go to the Bahamas. We go to the festival when we go to, it's all pleasure-based. I see you when you want to see me. You see me when you want to see me. Relationship, I'm accountable to you whether we having fun or not.
I'm accountable to you whether we're having fun or not. There's no woman on planet Earth that Umar Johnson feels like that about. I've just given you a couple of examples of you listen to somebody tell you how to be, but they can't show you how it is. With the simple thing as being with a black woman that you grew up with. Are you fucking kidding me? You know these women.
Relationship, your long-term best interest as a human being is part of my responsibility. A lot of people.
Aha. A part of my responsibility. That's the key word when you're dealing with these women, dog. Responsible for each other's life in whatever way you want it to be. He has none of that. Okay? So why would you listen to him talk about box and relationships? No.
Are calling pleasure contracts and situationships, which is when neither one of you really know what the hell this is. We're calling them relationships and they're not. So number one, we got to be honest about what the particular structure is. Is this situationship? We just trying to figure it out. Is this a pleasure contract? We just having fun in and out of the bed when we feel like it? Or is this a relationship where you're going to be accountable to me even when you are angry and upset and don't want to be bothered? What exactly is this? Because there's a...
Well, Umar will never be with a woman that will experience that sort of stuff to him because he told you, I can't have that shit around me. All right, let's continue. Little speed. We're speeding it up a little bit. Speed it up a little bit. Let's go.
You got to check your partner's unmet needs, because if they were not met, they're going to be looking for them to get met through you, and that's not your job, nor can you meet them, because unfulfilled issues from childhood can only be fulfilled through those parents.
So what I want to actually get into here, and good gang, way to close that out, man. That's a good closure on that conversation. I want to talk about the leadership aspect, because we got a lot of ladies always talking about, they're having troubles finding a man that's qualified to lead a family. And when we talk about a man who's qualified to lead, I want you to define the best way you can what you feel a man needs to actually be able to head and lead a household.
That's going to vary woman to woman. Some women want an aggressive dictator. Some women want...
They'll never say that.
They won't, but they do. Some women do.
Like I said, Umar goes off on these black women. Like I said, it kind of hurts my feelings a little bit. He speaks so highly of these black women. Bro, you ain't got one? No, a black woman would love to be with you. Ooh. What's wrong with this dude, B?
Other women want a man who's more of a facilitator, who takes the lead when necessary, but would much rather collaborate with his queen. You follow? So we have to look at the style of husband a woman is looking for. And to my sisters, I would challenge them respectfully.
Here we go.
If the man you want shows up with the ability to lead, do you have enough trust in yourself, in respect for black manhood, to allow him the opportunity to lead you? Because
yeah. This man, he has it out for the black woman so bad. That shit is fucked up. Fuck it. A nigga could never talk relationships to me, B. You don't have no bitches, B. Like, hey, you scared to bring your bitch outside. Like, that's crazy. But you're talking about other niggas' eggplant activity. Unfucking believable.
Let me tell you what I've had women tell me in therapy. Dr. Umar, I found the man of my dreams. Takes care of me, takes care of my kids. I don't have to work. I trust him. He don't cheat. No issues. But guess what? I was conditioned by my mother and my grandmother to never depend on a man and never let a man make decisions for you. I know he's what I need. I know I can trust him. But the conditioning in my family, that intergenerational we don't trust or respect black men, has gotten so deep into my mind that the very man I waited my whole life for, I might lose because I can't get control of my issues. So when the sister said you're looking for a leader, are you ready to receive him when he shows up? You see that? Yeah. Because a lot of women can't relinquish that, even though our sisters have been punished far too long because of the white man's war against the black man that sends us to the penitentiary into the graveyard. Black women have had to lead on their own for 50, 60 years. So they've gotten so comfortable not having to answer to a man. Look at this now. You're talking about 3 generations. No man. Now one comes up, traditional family values, church-going man, spiritual man, and she can't let him lead because even though she's tired of being in charge, there's something about the power she don't want to relinquish. And that's a big reason why a lot of women don't have husbands. It's not because they can't find them. It's because they cannot respect a man who shows up with traditional black masculine traits. Ooh.
There you have it. Umar telling you about relationships. Now, I don't know what y'all heard because y'all probably hear all this racial undertone shit. I heard, yo, he know how the black woman moves. So he should be able to move with a black woman. He know all the tricks. You know all the tricks, huh? Oh, you know all the tricks of the black woman. Why you don't got one? You know all the fucking tricks. He knows the black woman through and through. That's what I heard. Cause he don't, that nigga despised the fucking black woman. I'm telling you, B.
Ooh. So is that a bigger? Is that a bigger issue than the fact there's not enough?
Something else. He about to come up again at 47. Let's go.
Brothers out here. Is it really?
Go to Brazil. I just came from Central America a couple days ago. Enough of us to go around. That's
he about to tell you niggas about, yo, be a passport brother. Like he don't like these women. I'm telling you.
True. But I would tell sisters the same thing I would tell a brother who says he can't find a good African American woman. African woman. Go to Brazil. I just came from Central America a couple days ago. Those Afro-Latino sisters is fine. I was in Jamaica. Go to the Caribbean. Go to London. There's more black women in the world than any other female. So if you're looking for a black woman, you can find one. Well, guess what, sisters? Africa has no shortage of black men. Caribbean has no shortage of black men.
Skin of African brothers.
Well, I was going to say, you know what the difference is? You know what the difference is right there? In traditional African culture, the man is the man, and the woman is the woman. So the whole snapping your neck, cursing me out in public, it ain't gonna work. It's not happening in Nigeria. I'm gonna tell you.
Once again, he's letting you know he knows the black woman through and through. Snapping your neck and popping your throat and all this other stuff ain't gonna work in Africa. He knows these women, but he also knows not to be with one, not to be responsible for one.
You're right. It's not happening in the Congo. It's not happening. You understand? It's not happening in Botswana. You see? So if the sister wants, and don't get me wrong, they won't have to work. Those brothers on the continent and many of the brothers in the Caribbean, they are that traditional black masculinity that our sisters crave. But are you humble enough to receive that? You'll get what you want, but can you let them lead? Because that goes against the dominant trend of thought coming out of the radical black feminist camp, where you don't answer to no man, you don't take orders from no man, you don't even make a decision with a man. You are in charge. He is the enemy. So if you're a black woman coming from a radical black feminist tradition, the last thing you want is an African or Caribbean brother, because they're not having that. You're going to respect them and they're going to respect you. You see, in America, cooking may be something that women consider to be beneath them. In Africa, our sisters guard the kitchen. They don't even want you in it. They proud because what you consume keeps your spirit alive. So they are very protected. The kitchen is almost a sanctuary. In America, oh, I don't feel like cooking. You see, so it's a whole different orientation. So the same thing for brothers. If you want a sister.
Yo, bro, does Umar know the black woman or does Umar know the black woman? Talk to me. Does Umar know the black woman or not? That man can tell you every excuse on why he don't want to be with no black woman. That's crazy.
Has stripped the black woman of the sacredness of her vagina. The vagina is a sacred space. You're not even supposed to go in it unless you're willing to assume responsibility for that woman and everything that proceeds from that vagina, i.e. children. A lot of us only see the vagina as a pleasure object. You see that? Right. And because we have reduced the woman to an object, she's now reducing herself to an object to do the best she can to attract the man.
Does Umar know black woman or does Umar know black woman? He knows to stay far away from them. He will not be responsible for one. These are all the excuses, okay, on why he don't want to be with a black woman. I mean, this man's spitting straight venom. I mean, he's cooking these bitches. Like this dude, he's ruthless.
He told all black women, we are not going to be bothered with you unless you start wearing skirts again. We're not going to be bothered with you unless you stop dressing sexually provocative. They would do it. Because guess what they love more than the BBL? Guess what they love more than the weaves and the wigs and the tight jeans? They love
Yo, Umar cooking. Guess what they love more than the BBL and the weave? Yo, this dude. Hold on. God damn, ooh. That man does not like the black woman.
Having a man to come home to. We control the sexual explicitity of our women, but because we're so thirsty for how they look, it's hard for us to bring them back to a platform where they can once again be regarded as the queens we need them to be.
Black women are not regarded as the queens that Umar needs them to be. He not, when you say we, he's not including me. That nigga don't speak for me. He don't give a fuck whether the black woman lives or dies. For real.
For most women that I know, before they truly consider going to another country to get a black man, the first thing they do is locally just dating outside their race. Locally. That's what they consider. And I just seen your whole facial expression.
A lot of coaches
and
advise that too.
And a lot of
people can't find connection with black men, then you should go out and try something a little different.
I want my sisters to be careful. And the reason I want my sisters to be careful, being who I am, I get a lot of stories from a lot of black women. I've had black women tell me they were engaged or married to white men for years, even with children, only for him to turn around and call her the N-word, call her a black bitch, tell her she'll never be as good as a white woman. You understand? Because remember, all white people have that in them. Just,
you know, I mean, like I said, let's say this part is true, right? Because I often say that. I say, yo, y'all shouldn't go rally behind these other type of people because they can always go back to their people and leave your ass where you stand. But black people don't give a fuck about that. We all know that. But when Umar starts talking about relationships, you don't get to do that, brother. You have no example.
because they having sex with you. I don't know where we get this idea that if a white person beds you, that means they're somehow different from any other white person. Didn't Thomas Jefferson bed half the plantation? Didn't George Washington bed half the plantation?
This all the type of shit he do. Stop doing that in relationships, dog. You get to say that if you got a black queen right there by your side. And it's very important for Umar to have a black queen because he's an alpha male. He don't care about no woman. So for him to have a black queen by his side and really care for a woman, it would be impressive to me because I know he really don't care about a woman.
So where do we get this idea that if a white person is sexing you, they're somehow not racist? They just as racist. I had one sister send me an email. She said, Dr. Umar, my white boyfriend calls me the N-word when we're having sex.
What?
Yes.
Wow.
In fact, she called in on one of my lives.
Like I said, the man just disrespect these black women. He went nuclear on the black woman on this live stream. He went nuclear.
Disgusted. Yeah. He calls her the N-word when they're having sex, and she wanted me to know if I felt that was acceptable. I can't believe she could. Yes. Yes.
Because she's stupid. She wanted to play with your stupid ass. She know you ain't got no woman that you give a fuck about. You'll let her go fuck the white man instead of you being with her. I mean, I had to throw that in there because it just goes with the theme. He don't give a fuck about that woman.
Because you got to remember, in white culture, the men believe you never really had sex unless you've been with a jungle woman, i.e. our sisters. So all white men want to access the black vagina because it's the best vagina in existence. But
whoa. See how he play? See how he play? Yeah, this dude's good, man. He's good. Black women have the best vagina in existence. Is that the reason why you only use them for their vagina? And that's the reason why you don't want to be accountable and responsible for one's life? Yeah, yo, disagreeable. Like I said, she wanted to piss Umar off. He ain't got no black woman.
But they only accessing it, as a fetish. See, white people fetishize us. And we so in love with whiteness, and we're so in love with accessing whiteness and proximity to whiteness, we don't...
Brother, you're talking relationships. You're not talking this mumbo jumbo racial shit at the event. This is relationships. Don't you understand? That means that you don't have no bitch. This is simple math in the street. You ain't got no bitch. You don't get to talk. You couldn't talk about it if you don't live it.
Even realize when we're being paraded around like zoo monkeys. White women fetishize black men. And the reason why they love having a black man is in a relationship with a white man she knows who's boss. When a white woman is with a white man, she know who's boss. So if she wants to be a boss, she got to get the black man. He's the only man she can have where she know she can have her way with him. And if she don't get it with his consent, she'll get it through the legal system, i.e. Jonathan Majors. I can destroy your blood.
I'll let you guys up.
Bro, this nigga Umar is crazy.
And what I want to hear your voice on this one. But Ryan, let me know what you're thinking about to be a
Find a brother on another continent or consider plural marriage. And going back to the hypocrisy of the radical black feminists who say they cannot be part of a plural marriage, but who will date a married man, there's another phenomenon in the community. And y'all see this. You saw it in high school. You saw it in college. You see it today. The alpha males always have a flock of women around them and interested in them. And guess what? A lot of these sisters who say they don't want to be part of a plural relationship are always part of that queendom around that alpha male. Because at the end of the day, if he got swag and she's attracted, she's not letting another woman keep her from entertaining him. You've seen this, you know this. This is the reality. It's the reality in the animal kingdom. It's the reality in the man kingdom. The alpha males always attract the women, and those women never stop their pursuit because he's in a relationship. They just will never publicly admit.
So he said the black woman is vicious. She'll attack a woman's husband. She's a gladiator. She's this, she's that. I'm an alpha male. I see these women around me all the time, and they never will stop. Some of these women have autistic children. They're single mothers. I get to like hit on all these autistic children, single mothers. I mean, this dude is ruthless and brutal. Woo! That's my man.
So listen, I want y'all to come back here, Ryan. Did we go ahead and drop that joint?
Oh yeah, we got some people in and out.
So let's go ahead.
And see, of being single, that's a lie. And so when we talk about transparency,
Hold on.
Almost 2,500 people in the chat live right now, so we're going crazy.
Somebody in the chat said something to Umar. He got his phone on him. He know he was cooking these black women, and they was trying to get at him.
This is a instant classic episode with Dr. Umar Johnson.
It's an instant classic
and see,
episode.
you got sisters in the chat, right? One beautiful sister says, I'd rather be single. She's being dishonest. If you are not yet at retirement age, you're not thinking about being single. That's a lie. And so when we talk about transparency, because that's another thing.
There we go again. He's destroying the black woman through and through. So she's a liar. She's this, she's that. Her pussy loose. She's going to expose me. I mean, if you hear somebody talk like this about the black woman, it's clear that he don't want one.
In a relationship, you got to be transparent. And another reason our relationships fail, we're not transparent. We are hiding, sneaking, doing all kind of stuff. Why don't your wife know about this?
Brother, what the fuck you mean we, and why don't my wife? Where the fuck is your wife? Fuck is you talking about, man? Yo, you don't get to come in the relationship spectrum. Stay with that black shit, B.
Why don't your husband know about this? You got a whole nother bank account? He don't know? You have lunch with your baby mom every Friday? She don't know? If the relationship doesn't have transparency, it's based on lies. And I would dare say, at least 50% of the relationships in our community are not transparent. They're based on lies. Everybody's holding out on something. So much so that...
Here we go. I don't know what y'all hear, but let me tell you what I hear. 50% of the in the community relationships are based on lies. But he's not a liar because he don't have one. You understand the trick? He's not a liar because he don't have no relationship to be lying in. I mean, this dude is a fucking phony when it comes to this relationship shit, B.
But if you really saw everything they got going on in their life that you didn't know about, you might leave them. We do not respect the sanctity of black on black love anymore. We treat it like any...
Here we go with this we shit again. This man is a fucking clown. I am not in your boat. You don't respect the black relationship. You don't give a damn about the black woman, whether she lives or dies. Am I missing anything?
Any other game, any other scheme, or any other business racket we trying to run. And we got to put back the spirituality and black on black love. For me, I don't believe we need to be coming together, having babies, or getting married unless we're creating a family that's going to contribute in some significant way to the
Here we go. Here we go. He's not creating any bond to create a family, to show anybody anything. But like I said, you dummies out there, you rock with Umar. Like I said, he stepped in the wrong pile when he started talking box and all that stuff. I'm like, brother, you ain't even got no bitch. You don't even know how it is. But I can understand. You're telling me on all the bad things that the black woman is. You'll turn anybody off if they listen to you.
liberation of African people. We not birthing no babies unless we birthing kings and queens who want to play a role in the liberation struggle for African people. For me, that's the purpose of family. You understand? Right. We doing this for the people. Everything we do, we doing it so we can leave a legacy.
We who? You don't have no bitch by your side. You just by yourself. Like I said, he's starting to sound fake all the way around. All jokes aside, you don't say that shit, B. This is fucked up. So what are you talking about? You don't have black women on your side. With this new Kamala Harris shit, they just can't stand you. You can't stand them. From this video, way before Kamala.
For our children and for our people. Getting married just because you...
Hold on, D-Chat, what's good? I don't rock with Umar, but it's the truth. Yes. Yes. But let me ask you this, though. Does Umar Johnson, do he get to bypass all that bad stuff he talking about and still have a black queen? Because Umar is the one that can find a good one. And when Umar finds this good one, that's the example that black bitches should go by. Shouldn't Umar be that powerful as far as just a black woman? I mean, this ain't fucking rocket science here. He speaks up for the black women. He got them women with them autistic babies that really need him. No disrespect.
It's the end thing to do. Getting married just because you want somebody to furnish you with all kinds of expensive gifts, I don't think that's a good reason for people to be coming together.
I love that. We got MJ backstage. We bring it to the stage right now. MJ, unmute your outside your race.
Not gonna up traditional.
Yes. Hold on. I got this stuff. Oh, 104. So 104.
Do some prayers and get his ashe. Because let's be honest, and I want my sisters to hear me on this. Women are not men and are not supposed to be. Nor should they try to behave like us.
Here we go again. Here we go again. Women are not men, nor should they behave like us. Umar does not like the black woman because of all of the things that the black woman is. He will never bring a black woman by his side on his speaking engagements because she's uncomfortable with the way black women hug him, but he the nasty nigga that's gonna go eat her box after the show. Okay? Then he got to worry about the black women knowing his wife and they going to go after her. So just black women ain't shit all across the board. And here's another example he's about to say.
And I see a lot of sisters trying to be serial monogamous like a lot of men are. And it's dangerous to their spiritual and psychological health because whoever a woman lays with, he will leave fingerprints in her vagina. Not physical, spiritual.
Yeah.
And the reason
Here we go. Here we go. He is destroying my sisters.
Reason why a lot of our black women are so unhealthy psychologically and so unhappy spiritually is because they have the energy of multiple men swimming in their uterus.
You listen to Umar, you won't like a black woman at all. I'm going to tell you niggas something. This man is ruthless. This man said, women got... He said women got multiple men's spirits swimming around in their uterus. Yo, this dude is ruthless. That man can't stand a black woman.
And women are so unhealthy psychologically and so unhappy spiritually is because they have the energy of multiple men swimming in their uterus. What they could have all used condoms. I'm not talking about his physical ashe. I'm talking about his spiritual ashe. Women keep us in them. Every man she lays with is in her until she conducts a spiritual detox. So sisters, please don't turn into a serial monogamous. And of course, if you're out there sexing too much, ladies, you're going to end up with a loosey-goosey. And the older you get, the harder it is for that loosey-goosey to rebound back to its normal shape and size and tightness. So ladies need to practice a lot more discretion as they age.
So now we got Keela coming up to the stage.
There we go. Umar is telling you about the black woman. If you listen to Umar, you will hate the black woman. Let me tell you something. You'll hate that bitch.
A coward dies 1,000 deaths. Not certain.
Because all of this is about the reason why Umar Johnson doesn't have a wife. All of this whole video is about why he does not have a wife. And he's telling you the horrors of what a black woman is to him, not to me, to him.
He's of the community. How your church is in the middle of a ghetto with all these problems we got, and you're not addressing a single one of them. Black church takes 3 things from black people we can't afford to waste: too much damn time, too much damn money, and too much damn hope. We don't need hope. We need an agenda for change. Now I want to bring this talk back to the relationship.
Here he go trying to. He's dancing in our playground. He's trying to talk relationships. He don't get to do that, but let's go.
This is for my black sisters out there, brothers too, but especially sisters. You hear sisters say all the time, "I'm a born again Christian. My husband need to be a born again Christian. I'm a Hebrew. My husband need to be a Hebrew. I'm a Muslim. My husband need to be Muslim. I'm a Rasta. My husband need to be." Excuse me. Do you sisters realize you have slim pickings in these streets? You already got a small available pool of heterosexual men. You're going to reduce it even further by demanding they be of the same religious doctrine? That's insane. If a sister is going to say, "My husband got to be a Jehovah's Witness like me," you only had about 2 or 3 men you can marry anyway. Now you ain't got one. So I just think black women need to rethink 2 things. 2 things. Number one, this idea that I should not get married until I finish all my collegiate studies.
Oh, that's a big one.
Getting married.
Hold on. Hold the fuck up. Let's play that back. I know y'all might have got caught up. Listen close.
Yeah, that I should not get married until I finish all my collegiate. 2 things. Number one, this idea that I should not get married until I finish all my collegiate studies.
Oh,
I should not get married until I finish all of my collegiate studies. Now, he's speaking on a younger person. He just said that the African dude in Egypt or wherever said he's not going to get married until his school is up. So you're talking just like a bitch, but you're trying to make an excuse why you don't want no black woman, just like the women do. This dude is, don't talk relationships, homie. Over here, we're real thinkers, brother. This ain't that kumbaya bullshit.
that's a big one.
Getting married after they done college is the reason why a lot of our sisters are not getting married.
Getting married after your school is up will be the reason why you won't get married.
And are not having babies because they're putting off the marriage. Because, good Christian girl, my daddy and mommy put me through college. I'm gonna finish law school first.
Strong Umar Johnson, travel all over the world. Good black man.
This med school first. I'm gonna get my master. I'm gonna get my social work.
I'm gonna put my school up first before I get a wife because I love black women that much. He's saying the same thing the bitch is saying. Let's go.
Get my license. Then I'm gonna look for a husband. Only problem is, sweetheart, you're not going to be done all this till you're about 35.
And now you're freezing eggs.
You see what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Your biological clock.
Well, how long is it going to take before you get the school up so you could get your black queen wife? I'm just trying to, like I said, I don't want to say Umar's a big liar. But when you start talking relationships, I can point out your lies, brother. Because over here, I understand with the black, I love the black box.
Clock is ticking, which is going to often lead to you presenting yourself to available men as somewhat thirsty because you're not going to be able to hide the fact you're aware of your clock ticking, which is going to end up leading to you possibly never getting married. Black women have to stop putting off family for career because they don't have as many options as their counterparts, the whites, the reds, the yellows, and the browns. That's one thing black women need to rethink. Putting it off.
Umar Johnson, he cooking these black women, dog. He don't like the black woman. He's destroying these bitches.
Till completion of college. Number two, looking for a man who has to be the same religion. That's another mistake. You're narrowing it down too much. You mean, listen, I'm a Pan-African, so we believe in religious freedom, right? I don't care if my wife is a Rasta, Hebrew, it don't matter to me. As long as you are rooted in.
There we go. He don't care what his wife is, but he can't find one. See, but when you're talking to dummies that's interviewing you, because you could never just keep saying that around me. I'll be like, well, why you don't got one? And he has to answer by disrespecting the black woman, which he don't want to do.
In God. That's what matters. We're serving the same supreme being. That's what matters, not the dogma and the doctrine. So, black woman, you're telling me you would risk losing out on a good man because he does not approach God's science the way you do?
Let's drop that poll, by the way. I want to see how many ladies.
That's definitely
We're going to drop a poll.
All right, let's go. We're speeding this up. Let's go.
Picture this. You're sitting at home alone watching YouTube videos, wondering why you can't find the motivation to do the things you need.
You have no control over yourself.
Whoa.
Yes.
That I did not know.
Whoa.
Nice.
So OCD, because you know,
Obsessive compulsive.
I used to crack a joke, like be like, I kind of like that. You know, I like to walk into a sister spot, this smell like candles, and you know what I'm
No,
saying?
that's cool.
After body.
That's cool. But is it to the point where you can't really relax? Because she's so, in other words, you can't lay on the couch. You know, you got to wash the dish off. So
Damn. So Umar, he's taking. I don't remember all of this video. I just remember I had all this stuff from before. So now he's saying that when you go into a black woman's house, she has OCD or whatever the case is, and he can't relax. I mean, this man hates the black woman. I'm gonna call it.
you put it in the sink. You know, to the point where you don't want to touch nothing, use nothing.
Or y'all come home from a date and she want to mop the floor before you go to bed.
Boom.
Like
Boom.
they
Boom.
can't even function.
No, I get it.
Boom.
I get that, but you got a piece.
And on the flip side, OCD is a personality disorder, right? Obsessive compulsive person. OCPD. You can have OCD, regular, or OCPD. But brothers, we got to be careful about the narcissism. And we can be narcissistic.
And the ladies,
We can be a lot of black men have "I'm God's gift to the world" syndrome, and it turns a lot of sisters on. We got to get the narcissism thing under control, and we tend to be bigger narcissists than the Caucasians. You know why? We had to work harder to get where we are. So we tend to feel entitled to our grandiosity, and it throws a lot of black women off. And some men are not looking for a partner. They don't want feedback. They just want to tell the woman what to do and how to do it.
Yo, good question, D-Chat. I see you, Key. I see you, brother. What's the solution to it all? I say Umar gets a black queen. I say Umar gets a black queen. That's the solution. Okay? I mean, niggas sitting around listening to this bullshit. I want to make money off of it, yes. But at the same time, if you're not going to get with a black queen, okay, here's a better way to put it for you. You want a solution? You're not going to like this. The solution is get with the black queen, vote for Kamala Harris, and see if you gain any brownie points with the black queen. That's what you should do. That's the solution. Not you just, basically Dr. Umar. Dr. Umar should say, yo, I'm running with Kamala. So all my black queens, I want y'all back with me. I'm not against you, my black sisters. At that point, he go get him a black queen, a black woman, which he don't like. So if you could see that happening, then that'll be a solution. Sorry, dog. Dude went from a date and his girl started mopping. No box for you. These niggas are clowns. He ain't gonna be able to keep a woman. Yes, he will. I keep telling y'all, Umar, he's been all over the world. Them African men to get that nigga a 20-year-old obedient bitch. But he don't want that responsibility. Right. Now you get it, D-Chat. Now you get it. You can't see no solution. It's over. Now you get it. Now you get it. The point of this video is to let you know that Umar, his regard for the black woman is down the toilet. Down the toilet. from a standpoint of him wanting to be with one, him wanting to be responsible for one, him having one at his speaking engagements. He could over his dead body.
That's slavery. That's not a relationship. And a lot of sisters can't put up with that. We need to work on our narcissism. We definitely need to work on our narcissism.
Okay. No, that makes a lot of sense. Yo, we got some super chats that came in. Let's read those real quick.
Yeah, we got a bunch of super chats, so I'm gonna kind of mix them up, mix them and match them.
Oh,
So,
I'm at the wrong spot. I'm at the wrong spot. Let's go.
Nor says,
I'm at the wrong spot.
Us lady.
Hold on. That was a woman that said, matter of fact, I'm not even playing that. Because you don't ask Umar about no fucking relationships. He don't like black women enough to be responsible for somebody calling his ass saying, yo, do this, do that, or whatever.
Who on fire. And they gonna go straight celibate until the black community fixes itself. Do a poll on that shit.
I had a very well-respected therapist come up here, and we told him we was going to do an event. And we said, man, you know, the problem with a lot of these events in the relationship space is always women, right? Not the fellas.
Yeah.
And I told her, listen, our goal was to have it 60-40. We wanted to have 40% men. She said, no, Ty, you need to have 50%. I said, why is that? She said, because when there's not enough men in the room, the nature of the women in the room start to change. I said, what? I said, what do you mean by that? And this is a woman, by the way. She's a woman. And she's like, Ty, you don't put enough men in the room, you're going to see all the women will compete. All of a sudden, they will not be as collaborative in talking to each other.
What I just said.
They'll be more likely to be catty and, you know.
Look at Umar. Look at Umar. Look at Umar. Look at Umar. What I just say? These bitches ain't shit. What I just say? These bitches ain't shit. Yo, this nigga, yo, I don't like that. He does not like no black woman. I don't like that shit, man. He said, what I say? What I say? Oh, no.
And in the room, you're going to see all the women will compete. All of a sudden, they will not be as collaborative in talking to each other.
What I just said.
They'll be more likely to be catty and, you know, group up. And, it won't be the atmosphere, won't be the energy you want if you don't produce that.
It either has to be
In just
all
the
women
room.
or more men. More men than what she said.
And it's what she's communicating.
Yo, Key, I've been watching this cat for years. I liked when he got on Rolling Martin. Yes, all that's cool. But once he stepped over here in this relationship, you don't get to do that over here. I'm a real relationship dude. And he can be. He don't want to be. Because he don't like the black woman. I mean, Key, you missed a big portion of the show, but it's coming back down to that area. Hopefully somebody hit a Cash App or something like that. I'm working. Let's go.
Or perfect balance. Because if you do that, now a man ain't happy, right?
Right.
See, the reality of the situation was that was just an event that we were discussing. Now, when you talk about an entire environment, an ecosystem where there's not enough men, what can be created from that? It makes a lot of sense. And now you talk about, so when we start talking about, you pretty much called out the Black American, in particular women, having the biggest issue with sharing.
Yes.
Is it just solely because of the numbers being so lopsided? Like, why is it competing? Why is it competing so
because
bad?
it ain't enough to go around. It's not enough.
Is that simple?
That's the biggest part. There's other factors, but that's the biggest part. If you are a woman, a black woman in America, right now, and you live in a major city or even rural, you know that there's only one black man for every 20 of you guys. You see what I'm saying? And it's not a happy set of affairs to have to deal with. And I got to say this to the radical black feminist queens who are successful. It's not that you're too strong and black men can't put up with a strong woman. A lot of you are too nasty and condescending.
Oh, Umar, let's talk about it. Does Umar know the black woman or does Umar know the black? He's telling you about the corporate ones, the low-level ones. He knows the black woman through and through so much that he will never have one by his side. You understand me? And he used a list like the bitches use to make sure nobody qualifies. You understand? He said, you black women are just nasty. You black women ain't shit. Umar don't like you.
Who are successful. It's not that you're too strong and black men can't put up with a strong woman. A lot of you are too nasty and condescending.
Wow.
Some women want men to worship them, like literally. That's why you lonely. They'll say,
facts, Umar, facts. Facts, ooh. That man speaking the truth. He's telling you why he don't want no black woman. He don't want to worship no black woman. He's a true alpha male. I told y'all. That man's an alpha. He don't play that shit.
Some women want men to worship them, like literally. That's why you lonely.
He will never worship a black woman. Plenty black women to say, well, I worship you, Umar. Well, I don't want you either, bitch. You got a loosey-goosey.
They'll say, I'm lonely because I make too much money and he intimidated. I got too much education and he intimidated. That's true for a lot of men. But for the men who make the same money and got the same education, it's not true. We're not messing with you because you're too nasty and arrogant and you want somebody to kiss your ass. And we're not going to do that. So we got narcissism. The sisters got some narcissism. They got to handle too.
Stop the show. Key, you just came in, but you asked the right question. You asked the question that'll make me stop the show without anybody super chatting the Cash App or anything, because this is the point of the show. You don't get the eggplant police when yo, Key, you missed the show, B. The man said to himself, if you don't get with a black woman, you a coon. That's what that man said. And like you said, well, why do you worry about people dating outside of their race? Well, Umar, you ain't got no bitch.
Especially successful sisters. They can have the nose in the air for real. You know, I'm not cooking. What? You're not cooking. And let me tell this to the sisters who don't want to cook. There's a lot of it.
Yo, Umar is cooking the black woman up and she dragging them bitches up and down the street. This man hates the black woman. That's fucked up.
If you are a black woman who don't want to cook, make sure you and your husband never go to Africa for vacation. Never go to the Caribbean for vacation. And don't go to the deep south of the United States for vacation.
And that's changing.
And that's changing too. It is. Unfortunately. It is. But I'm going to say this to you. There's no better way for a woman to steal your man than through his stomach.
Man, that's a fact.
That principle,
I don't know how Umar would know. He ain't got no bitch. But anyway, what else we have? I got that work for you, Kia. It's coming down. Matter of fact, we're here. We're here. Here's all the examples of why Umar Johnson never wanted a black woman in his life.
down, and out of respect for her, I never took it to him.
Here's all the reasons why Umar Johnson will never have a black woman in his life. I'm going to play it, and I'm going to go get my tea.
Would help you personally be more productive, get further, farther, faster in your life, this led life.
Yeah.
And
hold on.
Let me ask you this, Dr. Umar, because I want to know this about you, because you, as far as your journey, you obviously are living a purpose, purpose-led life.
Yeah.
And do you feel a woman would help you personally be more productive, get further, farther, faster in your life, or would it be something that could potentially slow you down from accomplishing your mission?
That's a great question. Without a doubt, I would probably have 3 schools up and running by now if I had a wife who I got to see daily.
Wow.
There were women I've dated before I blew up, right? I blew up in 2010, Chicago and New York. If I knew that my life was going to change on September the 18th and October 30th of 2010, I would have probably married Kim or Sabrina or Andrea or Tamala or Wendy. Those were 5 women who could have ended up being my wife. And had I knew that my life would change the way it did, I think one of them would probably be my wife right now. You feel me? Mm-hmm. But I didn't know what was coming. And the fear that I have now is I don't know what women I could trust, right? Because of who I am. Some women want to date you just to try to expose you, you know? Some women are so hate-filled with black men, if they don't get their way, they hit you with a Jonathan Majors or worse. You know, so now you're walking on eggshells, you know? But once I find that woman, 2, 1, whichever it is, it won't be more than that. I know I'll get a whole lot more done. But the challenges I've had to now, like you might say, Doc, why not? Why you ain't married? Number one, I travel too much. Women want their time. I ain't got a lot of it. So if you need or thirsty, or if you're just a regular woman who want a regular life, Dr. Umar, the husband you need to be looking for. So that's number 1.
Like I said, he sound like a woman. He got all these fucking issues on why he can't be with a black woman. It's fucked up.
1, I travel. Number 2, because I'm a therapist, I attract damaged women.
Wow.
Because I'm a therapist, they feel the healer in me. So I tend to, not everybody I attract is damaged, right? But I attract them.
Not everybody you attract is damaged. So why won't you take one of those women?
Because they want the healer in me, but they fail to realize though, with the work that I do for the people, when I come home, I need you to heal me. You need to heal it. If I got to come home and heal you too, I'm being drained. Now you're a spiritual vampire. Another issue I've had with sisters I've dated, their insecurity around other women. As you know, most of our kids are raised by their mothers, right? Mm-hmm. So if I'm doing a seminar, women are definitely there in abundance. Mm-hmm. I need you not to get an attitude because she hugged me a little tight. I'll never see her again. You see what I'm saying? Absolutely. I need you not to feel some type of way because you see a little glisten in her eyes. It's just a lecture. You understand? Yes. That's what
Umar is he's giving the reasons of why he would never be with a black woman.
Like Usher's wife tripping because he on stage singing to her. That's part of the show. That's what he do. I serve children, so I gotta serve the mother. If you're gonna be insecure over every woman in every city, you can't be my wife.
I serve children, so I gotta serve. I didn't hear that the first time. I serve children, so I gotta serve the mother. Well, why don't you only take people that got two parents so you can serve the father? Pause. Why do you want to serve the mothers? Go get the ones that got two parents. This dude's crazy.
An insecure woman could get nowhere with me because there's always going to be women around. Insecurity has been a big problem.
So what does a confident woman look like?
She don't sweat nothing. She's always laid back. She sees it, she smiles at it, and she keeps on moving. You see? But those, I would say those would be the big, and I got to give you the last
one. See? Confident women. See how he talk right over that? He don't want that. He don't want no woman being like you said. A rider gonna ride with you regardless. He don't think that of a black woman, dog. And that really pisses me off because I'm like, nah, Umar, you are somebody. They'll rock with you. But he don't like that. There are other black races of women. You got to avoid this American black gladiator. Brazilian, Grenadian, Trinidadian, black Mexican, black Polynesian. And yo, Umar, go to those places. They will give him their daughter, a virgin. He don't want a black woman, period, to be responsible for. Fuck up his hustle.
Because I travel so much, I don't get to see my lady friends often. If you don't get to see your lady friend often, you know exactly what kind of condition they're supposed to be in. There's nothing like being into a woman, like digging them, and they hit you with a loosey-goosey. Slayer. And I'm not mad because you stepped out. I'm no dummy. If I'm going for 6 months, I don't think he was meditating that whole time. But my thing is, you knew you was going to see me this day. Why didn't you get yourself back together? And that's where I'm at. I hit the vinegar or nothing. Right. No, you ain't take a nice rose petal bath with some frankincense and some hoodoo juice and get, you know what I mean? Right. You came to me like that. That's what bothers. You know. And then the last one. There's a lot of good black women out here. I meet them all the time. And so
he meets good black women all the time, but they're not good enough.
Narrowing that down is difficult. And sometimes I don't know if I use the work as a distraction.
You sound like a black woman, you dumb fuck. Who the fuck you think you talking to? This is dick and pussy. Not that fucking complicated, B. You bossed up or you bossed out? Fuck are you talking about? Sound like a fucking bitch with a laundry list that can't be fulfilled. This nigga's a bitch ass nigga when it comes to relationships, B. Fuck out of here.
Too much. Women want their time. I ain't got a lot of. So if you needy or thirsty, or if you just a regular woman who want a regular life, Dr. Umar, the husband you ain't looking for. So that's number one.
Take the bitch with you. Show her off. You chose her. She's that bitch. Why she can't shine? I get it, my nigga. You try and do your thing.
Travel. Number two, because I'm a therapist, I attract damaged women. Wow. Because I'm a therapist, they feel the healer.
These black bitches are damaged. You hear Umar talking about you, black woman? He got to serve your child and he got to serve your ass. Because you got to understand, you got an autistic child. You got a child with The education system's fucking you over. You left the daddy. Daddy left you because he don't want that type of child. You got Umar.
In me. So I tend to, not everybody I attract is damaged, right? But I attract damaged women because they want the healer in me. But they fail to realize, though, with the work that I do for the people, when I come home, I need you to heal me. You need to heal it. If I got to come home and heal you too, I'm being drained. Now you're a spiritual vampire. Another issue I've had with sisters I've dated, their insecurity around other women. As you know, most of our kids are raised by their mothers, right? So if I'm doing a seminar, women are definitely there in abundance. I need you not to get an attitude because she hugged me a little tight. I'll never see her again. You see what I'm saying? Absolutely. I need you not to feel some type of way because you see a little glisten in her eyes. It's just a lecture. You understand? Yeah. That's like Usher's wife tripping because he on stage singing to. That's part of the show. That's what he do. I serve children, so I got to serve the mother. If you're going to be insecure over every woman in every city, you can't be my wife. An insecure woman could get nowhere with me because there's always going to be women around. Insecurity has been a big problem.
So what does a confident woman look like?
She don't sweat nothing. She's always laid back. She sees it, she smiles at it, and she keeps on moving. You see? But those, I would say those would be the biggest, and I got to give you the last one. The loosey-goosey. Because I travel so much, I don't get to see my lady friends often. If you don't get to see your lady friend often, you know exactly what kind of condition they're supposed to be in. There's nothing like being into a woman, like digging them, and they hit you with a loosey-goosey. Slayer. And I'm not mad because you stepped out. I'm no dummy. If I'm going for 6 months, I don't think he was meditating that whole time. But my thing is, you knew you was going to see me this day. Why didn't you get yourself back together? Like, that's where I'm in. Ain't hit the vinegar or nothing. Right. No, you ain't take a nice rose petal bath with some frankincense and some hoodoo juice and get, you know what I mean? Right. You came to me like that. That's what bothers. You know. And then the last one. There's a lot of good black women out here. I meet them all the time. And so narrowing that down is difficult. And sometimes I don't know if I use the work as a distraction or am I just genuinely distracted. But with all that said, I do have a friend, a very good friend. And I think she might be one of the two. I think she might be.
He named all the bitches that he ain't gonna be with, but he won't put that bitch out there like that. That's all I'm saying. Like, he'll call a stranger bitch a black queen and a beautiful black woman, but the woman he rock, he can't even name the bitch. I'm just talking from a relationship standpoint when you're dealing with fakeness. That's all I'm saying. Especially a nigga that's unapologetic. Like, are you fucking kidding me? He unapologetically don't like black women to be on a pedestal due to him. And he got to be responsible for why she is there and why she stays there and why she leaves. He don't want that. All right? So that's all we had for that particular joint. Black babies' births are down, you know, down big. Do this type of shit with men and women, it's very true. We definitely out of here. The way he built and looks, he ought to be happy with what he gets. See, that's where you're wrong, Key. You didn't pick up on the game. Umar has a lot of, and I hate to keep saying this, he has a lot of single mothers that have autistic children or children that got some sort of handicap because of however they acted towards their pregnancy, genetics, whatever the case is. And then the school system be fucking them over. So Umar knows all that type of stuff. So he could always get in good with an autistic baby mother. What does that mean? That means that his range of women is wider than yours. He not looking for Instagram baddies. He's looking for anything. You know? It don't matter. And I would say, well, damn, that woman would really appreciate you for helping her out with her child, and she would, you know, be a good woman to you. But he don't want no black woman. You know, and that's just the point of the story. I mean, I'm sure I did a good job of proving that. You know, that was pretty cool.
Married to a European narrative that says because I'm the breadwinner in this home, I don't have to listen to the other person. We devalue the role of the man and we devalue the role of the woman based on European values. Because guess what? How much you earn has nothing to do with what you can contribute to the system and to these children. So all of us have been influenced negatively by the white man's power structure to the point where even in our house, he's still operating at a distance through the way that we think. Take economics, money and sex. Those two.
I can't find the other part. But he, you know, he like you said, he talks about Kobe and them, but he don't have a black woman that he can leave his wealth to. Like he tried to talk about Kobe and them. That was the point I was trying to make. But we did a little 2 hours. I got to do other shows today. I'm not gonna let you guys hog this show up. We did Umar dirty. We got the point across. He don't like black women enough to be with and be responsible for on any continent of the earth. All right. that lets you know that man don't like no black woman. All right. So I'm out of here.